Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a front cover replacement on a PSP 1000, and we're going to start off by taking off the battery. Take the cover off and then the battery. There's going to be 5 screws. One is going to be under this sticker right here. That's going to be your warranty sticker if you want to save it or not. I'm going to show you how to save it. But then the other screws are going to be one on the bottom, one under here, one on the top of the battery right in this area, and then the ones on the right. So what you're going to want to do is put a little bit of IPA right on the edge here, and then you're just going to use flathead screwdriver, or I'm using these little tweezers here, but you're just going to pull up gently. You want to make sure that you're prying up on the glue that's under it as well. What voids the sticker is the glue under it. So you're just going to pull it up just enough that you can see the screw. And you'll be able to see right here. So I'm just going to use the pliers. I'm just going to pull up on it just a little bit. And then you just pull it back with the screwdriver and it's right there. So then you can just go ahead and pull it out. Alright, and then there you go. So your warranty sticker is still intact. There's bottom one right here, for those that want to preserve it. And then you have one at the top right here, one right there, and one right there. So it's 5 total. We're going to take those out. I think the hardest part about this job is keeping dirt off of the screen on the inside. It's probably the worst part about it. It's very simple, straightforward, even moving the stuff over. Oh man, the screwdriver's not going to fit in this one. Okay. So we're going to have to use a different bit. This one is not going to fit on the right side of the PSP. So we are going to need a skinnier screwdriver. I have a couple here. And you're going to need to use one of these to get into this, the last 2 right here. I think there's a little bit of dirt or something in there. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So I'm going to take these 2 screws out. And then the bottom one. If you are just trying to remove the front cover to, let's say, get some dirt out or something, then you want to make sure that you do not break the little piece of plastic that is on the bottom, and I'll show you what that looks like here. So once you get those screws out, you're just going to pry against the case on the front. It might be a little sticky depending on who you got it from. So right under the S on the PSP, there's a little piece of plastic where that screw holds onto. If you're reusing the faceplate, then you're going to want to be careful in that area. See right here, it's missing. So that means that it broke off. But that's okay because this is trash anyways. You're going to have your buttons right here that we're going to need to transfer over to the new one. And then I'm going to do a little cleaning on whatever I can get to. We're going to clean these, the joystick, and then these buttons here are going to transfer over to the new one. Right where it says PSP on the back side, there's a little bit of glue, but right here is where it's scratched up, and then right here and right here is where there's some more damage, which is why we're replacing it. We got the new faceplate. It's matching. Make sure everything lines up. Kind of compare it to your old one. This is from eBay, so they're not going to come perfect, unfortunately. Just going to do a little bit of cleaning. Clean whatever I can get to. And then here I'm just pulling off the bottom buttons. Cleaning the directional pad. And cleaning all the circle, triangle, X, square, all those little buttons. And then putting them back in. I'm going to try to leave the plastic on, but we're going to move over the joystick. That's just 2 little screws. When you're putting these on, you don't want to over tighten them at all. Just very gently get them snug. This plastic is very cheap, very fragile. If you over tighten it even a little bit, it could break it, and then you're going to have to replace it again. So just take your time with it and just get it snugged up. I'm going to clean it up a little bit before I put it on. But that's pretty much all you're transferring over is the joystick, the directional pad, and then the buttons. And then the buttons on the bottom, the start, select, volume, those ones. For the joystick on the front side, you just gently pry up on it and then that'll pop it off. So 2 screws. Just going to put these in. I'm not going to over tighten them, just going to get them snug and then stop. So that's it for that. Now for the directional pad. It's only going to go in one way, so just make sure that it lines up. And then the flat side of the rubber is going to be facing the screen. And then it should just line up with the holes that are on it. It's going to take the plastic off. It's kind of getting in the way of the directional pad and the buttons. After your buttons are clean, put those back in, and then you're going to place the rubber back on. Again, it should line up with the holes. And then the bottom buttons are going to be a little flimsy. It should still be sticky on the back side where it says PSP, but the buttons themselves are going to be a little flimsy and bouncing around. That's okay. It's just kind of hard to work with. But right here, this is probably the hardest part, is getting your screen clean. Do not touch it with your fingers, whatever you do. It's very difficult to keep it clean, especially if you have dirt and stuff flying around. Any like little piece of hair, whatever, lint. If it flies around while you're putting the cover back on and it lands on the screen, you will see it. So I tried to use some IPA, but the IPA even left some streaks that I didn't like. The best thing that I found was using a very small and very clean, brand new microfiber cloth. Keep it tight around your fingers and get around those edges. Try not to touch the black part of the edge of the screen because it is sticky. And then again, if that touches the screen, then it leaves residue. As you can see on the bottom, there was a little bit of residue right there. I tried using some Kimtech wipes, but even that left a little bit of residue behind, as you can see. So the microfiber cloth was the best for this. You want to make sure that it's as clean as possible because once you put the face cover back on, you're going to see all that little stuff. Even if it's microscopic, you're going to see it, and it's annoying. That was probably the hardest part of this whole job, was just keeping everything clean, keeping the dirt off of the screen. Once you get it to where you like it, you're just going to put the cover, the faceplate back on. You're going to line everything up, make sure that it goes on very gently, and nothing should be forced. It will break easily, so you just want to be careful with that. And then obviously the buttons on the bottom, you want to line those up and make sure that they go back into their respective spot and they're not getting binded up or anything. Another thing to take into consideration when you are putting the screws back on, do not over tighten them. Over tightening them can affect the way that the buttons push. So like the R1, L1, if you tighten the screws too tight, it could make it to where those buttons are just not even usable. They won't retract back. So you want to make sure that as you're tightening the screws, you're pushing the buttons and making sure that everything is still working. I was having a lot of issues here with, again, lint and just stuff flying in the air. Just every time I'd go to put the screen back on, something would fly under it and land on the screen, and it was irritating as heck. So it's almost like you have to clean it really quick, and then as soon as you clean it, put that faceplate back on so nothing else can fly under it. It's incredibly annoying. Once you have it in place, you're just going to press down. Push down around the front of the face cover. And just make sure that everything lines up and everything is in place. And it pops back in place. I'm going to start off with the bottom screw. I'm just going to go ahead and put that one back in. I'm not going to tighten it super tight. I'm just going to get it back into place. Then I'm going to go over to the battery screw, the one that was on the top part of the battery where the pins are actually meeting with the battery. Right there. They don't need to go back in a particular order. It's just the way that I'm doing it. And then I'm going to get my other screwdriver, the skinny one, so I can do the 2 screws on the right. And then the last one, we're going to put the screw back in under the warranty sticker. So I'm just going to pull that back a little bit, put the screw back in. Put the joystick back on. It only goes on one way. And as soon as you do that, you're done. Put the battery back in. This would be a good time to turn it back on. Play a game and make sure that all your buttons and everything are working and that you didn't mess anything up. So I'm powering it on. Once you verify that everything is working, then you are golden. You just replace the front faceplate on a PSP. You're all set. Have a good one.